Hey everyone, it's me, Leanna, the insurance exam teacher. I help people pass their insurance exam on the first try. I have been doing this for about 4 years now. I've helped thousands of students pass their insurance exam on the first try. A lot of them have started studying with me, and some of them have studied with other programs, tutored with other people, and just hadn't passed it yet. Something hadn't quite clicked until they sat down and met with me. So, if you are trying to pass your insurance exam, if you want to pass your insurance exam on the first try, you are in the right spot. Again, I'm Vienna, the insurance exam teacher, and this video, I'm going to help you all learn a very effective study technique and study routine that if you actually do it with me in this video and then actually do it and implement it into other concepts and ideas that aren't covered in this video, you are going to actually learn the information for your exam. I'm not telling y'all to memorize things, because if you go memorize a bunch of questions, guess what? Just like the people I've met before that got given the advice of memorize this question, that question, only do the question simulators, they're going to go fail. You're going to go fail. So I need you to study, but study correctly. And I'm going to teach you how to study correctly in this video. I'm going to teach you how to study so that you learn. All right. And I don't care what experience you've had in the past. If you study with me, if you do this with me, you're going to actually go pass your test. So let me go ahead and share something with y'all. This right here should look familiar. This is what it looked like whenever y'all clicked on this video. And what is it about? Again, this video, insurance exam vocabulary. Of course, this video isn't super extensive, but it is the main bits of vocabulary that you need for your insurance exam. And the main study strategy that I have used to help thousands of people pass the insurance exam before. And this study strategy, you can apply it to this exam, the real estate exam, the PPR teacher exam. Doesn't matter. Your PNC, your SIE, does not matter what test you're trying to pass. This study strategy applies to everything. I used to be a school teacher. I was a teacher for 14 years. Well, 14 and a half, because I worked at an alternative school as well for half a year. And I would show this to my students, and it helped them with their SATs, ACTs, all of them. So guys, if you've got kids, feel free to share the study strategy with them. I promise you it's going to help them. And in a minute, we'll get into what that strategy is. All right, so again, I'm Vanna, the insurance exam teacher. And if you are trying to pass your insurance exam, again, I don't care what you've studied with and whatnot, check out my website, insuranceexamcourse.com. I offer 2 different courses that will give you videos just like this one and more, with a lot more detail, a lot more comprehensive. We get on Zoom every Saturday, so you can come in person with me, ask me your questions, and it is with me, not with anybody else. So I get on Zoom with y'all, I teach you, you ask your questions, everything else. You get the questions, the PDFs, the practice questions. Check it out, check out that website, and it's also linked in the description. So again, check that out. And if you're interested, I do one-on-one tutoring sessions as well. Again, check all of this out in the description, y'all. And this is my other website, theinsuranceexamteacher.com, also down in the description. So check it all out, y'all. All right, so directions for this video. Basically, we're going to see a vocabulary term, and I'm going to break it down and explain it a little bit to y'all. Then we're going to go into the study technique. We are going to be breaking it down. And I know you've heard that similarly before. You break down the information. You have never broken it down like this. Typically in school, you hear, we'll break it down, small concept, small whatever, and then you've got a paragraph of whatever it is you're trying to study. No paragraphs here, 4 to 6 words, max is the goal. So I want you to come up with a couple of words or a small phrase that you can say again and again that's going to help you remember the information. And you can use my phrase or you can use any other phrase, something that means something to you. If it means something to you, you're going to remember it easier, you're going to remember it better. So feel free to do that. So this is what we're going to do. I've come up with my 4 to 6 phrases that have helped thousands of people pass their exam in the past. And hopefully they'll help you too. But again, if you don't like my phrase, if you don't like my words, come up with your own, drop them down in the comments. By the way, like this video, share this video with anybody who's trying to pass their insurance exam or any given test for that matter. So for every concept, we come up with 4 to 6 words or a small phrase. What we're going to do together is I'm going to say the phrase twice. Then I want you to say the phrase by yourself, and I'm not going to. And I want you to also say it inside of your mind to think it without saying it out loud. Yes, say it out loud the first few times, but I want you, the main thing that's going to happen is when you start thinking it, but not speaking it, that is when we internalize it, literally. That is how you start learning this information. All right, then we're going to say it together one time. So I say it twice, you say it twice, we say it once. All right, and guys, rewatch this video again and again until you get the information. Again, share it out with people who are studying because this will help them. Share it with anybody who's trying to pass any test, even if it's not this one, because the study strategy alone is going to help you. Again, applies to any and every test you want to take. So those are the directions for this video, okay? So follow along with me. And guys, this is just one tip, one study routine that I share with my students. If you want the PDF with all of my study routines and all of my study tips, it is linked down in the description. Look for the insurance exam resources, specifically the Ultimate Study Strategy PDF. I help you figure out what type of learner are you. For example, are you an audio learner, a visual learner, whatever. And then I give you specific study strategies that work for your learner style. And I'm not telling you, make sure you get a good breakfast, good sleep, whatever, all of that. Everybody taking this test is grown. Y'all should know whether you're a morning person or an evening person. Common sense. If you are not a morning person, do not schedule your test at 8 a.m. because you're going to be falling asleep. Guilty of that. Did pass the test, learned my lesson though, but hopefully y'all have more common sense than that. So if you're a night owl and you're like at 9 p.m., you're like, woohoo, I'm good and I'm up and I'm great, like me, then guys, schedule your tests later in the evening. If you know that you fall asleep or get sleepy about an hour or two after you eat something, please don't eat before your test. If you know that you're going to be fine regardless of what time you eat, you're not going to get sleepy or tired or whatever, then I don't care what you eat. That's not what I'm talking about. I hope you eat something. I hope you feel good during your test. That's what's important. I'm actually telling you things you can do consistently that is going to help you remember the information, learn the information. I'm telling you, write it like this, say it like this, do that, so that you learn the information. And when you get to your test, it's going to be like 1B, 2C, 3D, whatever, right? But I want you to read the question and know exactly what the answer is, or at the very least, be able to eliminate 2 of your answer options, increase your chances to get the right one. And that is what this PDF is dedicated to. And guys, like I said, I've been a teacher for 14 and a half years. I know my study routines. I know my study tips work. When I was teaching, I helped my high school kids get college credit. I helped them test out of college classes. I've helped thousands of people pass the insurance exam, and I helped them get really high marks on their state exams pretty much my entire career. And that's because I taught them how to study correctly. This is how we pass whatever given test they give you. So check out this PDF. All right, so moving on, let's go ahead and get started. First vocabulary word for y'all is insurance. Insurance in general, right? What is insurance? When a loss happens, the insurance company comes in and pays the bill. If, let's say, I'm talking about car insurance and I go and I experience a car crash, I do not want to pay to fix my car. I don't want to pay to fix their vehicle. I don't want to pay any hospital bills. So I'm giving up that responsibility, that financial responsibility to the insurance company. And that's all an insurance contract is. When I die, I literally cannot pay it, right? So I've given up that responsibility to the insurance company. If I get sick, I don't want to pay the hospital bill. So I gave up that financial responsibility to my health insurance company. So insurance, just in general, The red phrase right here is the phrase we're going to say, transfer of financial responsibility. Transfer of financial responsibility. You say it twice. Together, transfer of financial responsibility. To who? To the insurance company, right? Excuse me all. So again, guys, if you're driving, make sure you're paying attention to the freaking cars. I don't want you to have to use your car insurance when you're learning about insurance. That would not be fun, but that would be ironic. But anyways, insurance. If you are getting ready in the morning, if whatever, just play me on loop. Play this video a couple of different times, and we're going to go ahead and say it. So we'll do this one more time, then we're going to move on to the next one just like that. Insurance, transfer of financial responsibility. Insurance, transfer of financial responsibility. You say it. Say it in your mind. Together, transfer of financial responsibility. And see, guys, right there, I want you to break it down 4 to 6 words maximum. Smallest bit of information you can give yourself so you can remember it. What is insurance? I'm transferring that financial responsibility. I'm passing the bill, right? Pass the buck or whatever it's called. That phrase right there. That would be another phrase I want you to maybe associate to that if it works for you. Okay, so transfer of financial responsibility is insurance in a nutshell. And that is how I want you to study. What is the easiest, simplest way that you could describe something? And that is what this study tip does. So when you're studying a concept, an idea, whatever, or if you're helping your kids do this for their vocabulary, their history class, whatever you're helping them study for, do this with them too. Transfer the study tip over like that. All right, so anyways, getting back to topic, insurance, transfer of financial responsibility. Let's go to the next one. Hazards. So hazards increase the chance of the loss happening sooner. So it is dangerous. If you are in a hazardous situation, you are in a dangerous situation. So hazards increase the chance of the loss happening sooner. Increases the loss of the chance happening sooner. You say it. Increases the chance of the loss happening sooner. So guys, again, I want you to say it also. Practice this, not saying it out loud, but saying it in your mind. Think it, think it, say it when you're doing this by yourself. Increases the chance of the loss happening sooner. Think it. Say it. Think it. Say it. Increases the chance of the loss happening sooner. And that right there, another key bit of the study tip is how you're going to internalize and memorize this bit of information. All right, so the next one, a domestic insurer, a foreign insurer, or an alien insurer. I'm sure you've heard or seen these words. What does domestic, foreign, and alien mean? A lot of the times the test is not going to say the word insurer. So you may just see domestic, foreign, or alien. And what it is, domestic insurer, foreign insurer, alien insurer. And we're going to break these down separately, and we're going to do the I say it twice, you say it once, no, you say it twice, and then we say it together once. And guys, again, feel free to play this over and over. Domestic works in home state. Domestic works in home state. Domestic works in home state. So a domestic insurance company incorporated in your state. So if I work in Texas and my company that I work for was built, was started, incorporated in Texas, to me, that company is a domestic insurance company because it is originally from my state. So this is your home team. So if you think about the NFL, our domestic team in Texas are the Cowboys, right? That is our Texas team. And if I work for an insurance company started in Texas, that's my home team, right? That's my home company. So domestic works in home state. Foreign, incorporated in another state. So now if I go and work in Louisiana and I'm still working for the same company that incorporated in Texas, now I'm working for a foreign insurance company. All right. So foreign, incorporated in other states, incorporated in other states. Incorporated in other states. So this is me in Texas rooting for the Saints, right? Or if I say, hey, I'm a Saints fan versus a Cowboys fan, that would be me rooting for a foreign company. All right, so alien from out of USA. If it is an alien insurer, an alien insurance company, it is not a USA company. It was made in Mexico, made in Canada, made in China. It is from somewhere else. So an alien company comes from outside of the USA. So for example, in the insurance industry, we have an awesome company called Foresters. If you're not familiar with Foresters, go check them out. They've got a lot of cool benefits, but they are from Canada originally. They work in the US, they sell to US customers, but to us in the US, they are an alien insurance company. So alien from out of USA. Alien from out of USA. Alien from out of USA. So, okay, guys, so these are 3 different vocabulary terms that I need you all to know because this does come up on the test. And again, on your exam, it's not going to say every single time a domestic insurance company or a domestic insurer, foreign insurer. It might just say the word domestic, might just say the word foreign or alien. So be on the lookout for these 3 terms. Now let's go to the next one. All right, consideration. Consideration is something valuable. Money. We exchange money. We exchange value. A insurance policy is not legal and legit until we exchange consideration. Anytime you see the word consideration in the insurance exam, and I don't care if you're taking your PNC, your what's the other one? The health or the life, and I'm blanking out on the other one. The doesn't matter. Consideration equals money. Consideration equals money. Consideration equals money. That is the term I need you to know. Consideration equals money. Consideration equals money. Money equals something valuable. Money equals something valuable. Money equals something valuable. You say it. Money equals something valuable. Consideration equals money. Consideration equals money. Okay, guys, so again, an insurance policy does not go into effect until consideration is exchanged. Money is consideration. It is something of value to both the insurance company and the customer. So anytime you see this word, it equals money. It's either the premium or the payment. All right, so the next 2 terms, representations and warranties. So when you sit down with the customer and you are taking their application, they are going to tell you a lot of things. They're going to tell you their name, their birthday, their social, what medical conditions they have or don't have, whether or not they take medication. Every single statement that they make to you that you write down is going to be either labeled representation or a warranty. A representation is a statement that can change. Representation, statement that can change. Representation, statement that can change. You say it. Representation, statement that can change. Statement that can change. So representations, for example, are going to be your address. Today I live here, tomorrow I can live over there. Representations represent today, but not tomorrow. So remember that statement right there, and that is going to help you remember that. A representation represents today, the day of the application, but not tomorrow. Because I can change my address. If I tell you I weigh 300 pounds, tomorrow I can weigh 400, or tomorrow I can weigh 200, right? Maybe specifically not tomorrow, but you know what I mean. In 3 months, I can weigh less, I can weigh more. So weight, address, smoker, classification, all of these things are things that can change. Maybe today I'm a smoker and tomorrow I quit, and therefore that has changed, or vice versa, right? So just keep that in mind. So your age is going to be a representation. Your age will be changing every single year. If I come up to you about once a year, every September, I'm going to be like, hey, so how old are you now? That number is going to be changing. Your birthday, however, is not going to change. Your birthday would be classified as a warranty. So warranties are, let's do it, warranty, statement that will not change. Warranty, statement that will not change. Warranty, warranty, statement that will not change. So your birth date, my birthday is December 4th, 1987. If you would have asked me when I was 5, I would have said December 4th. If you ask me if I get to be 85 years old and when's your birthday, I'm going to say December 4th, right? So these are things that are not going to change. Your social security number should never be different unless, I guess, I don't know. Secret Service, witness protection, things like that. But usually for the majority of us, our social security numbers, our birth dates, all of that bit of information will not change. When I was 21, I had my tonsils taken out. I'm not going to suddenly wake up and be like, oh, wait, that happened when I was 12, right? No. So warranties are bits of information that do not change. Medical history will not change. Like I said, I had my tonsils taken out when I was 21, not 22, not 20, not 12. So all of that stuff that is pretty much set in stone is your warranty. Your warranties are guaranteed statements. Remember, a representation and a warranty are both statements. It just depends whether we label that specific bit of information a representation or a warranty, depends on will it or could it at some point change, right? Legal guardianships can be revoked, can be given, can be changed. So therefore, legal guardianship statements, that would be a representation. Maybe today the uncle has custody of his niece, and the next week the grandmother may have custody, right? Things like that that could possibly change, representation. If it's never going to change, warranty. So keep these two terms in mind. This is an important concept for the life and health insurance exam. And again, this applies to the underwriting process. All right, now let's talk about a misrepresentation and a material misrepresentation, because this is the concept I see a lot of people getting wrong. So a misrepresentation is false information on the application. So I sit down and do an application and my customer says I live here, but really they live like 2 blocks away. Maybe they gave me the wrong number. Maybe I wrote down the wrong number. I wrote 9207 instead of 9507, whatever. Different address, right? But that misrepresentation is false information on that application. It could be a mistake. It could be on purpose. We don't exactly know what's given, what might have been the cause for it, but we're not going to label it as a malicious or intentional misrepresentation, because it also does not fully affect the overall decision of the company. Now, a material misrepresentation, that right there is a false statement that is going to alter the underwriting decision. If I tell somebody I'm 34, but I'm 36, that price range is going to be different. So if I did the application, did the quote for the customer and all of that, and the customer said that they were 34, I'm basing my decision on the age of 34. Maybe I tell the customer, you're going to pay $120. Then the underwriter gets it, they look it up, and they're like, hey, this person is actually 2 years older. Well, now that 120 price range just went to 150. That changed that decision, right? If the customer says that they're not a smoker, because maybe they want that lower rate. Now we're like, okay, yeah, we're going to give you that 150 price range. The insurance underwriter realizes, hey, this person does smoke. There's medical records. There's proof of whatever, whatever. Okay, so it's 175 for this coverage. That affected whether or not we're going to give the customer the policy and how much we're going to end up charging for it, right? If it affected an element of the decision, then it's going to be a material misrepresentation. If it didn't affect whether or not we're giving the customer the policy, then it's just a misrepresentation. Again, misrepresentations can be chopped up to like a typo, mistakes, whatever. So let's go ahead and do this. Misrepresentation, false information on application. Misrepresentation, false information on application. You say it and think it. All right, now material misrepresentation. Material misrepresentation, false information that changes the underwriting decision. Material misrepresentation, false information that changes the underwriter's decision. You say it, think it. All right, guys, so next one, concealment. This one's a pretty easy one, guys. If your customer is concealing something, they are hiding information from you. Concealment, hiding information. Concealment, hiding information. You say it, you think it. An example of this, one time I met with a woman who was taking about 6 or 7 medications per day, and yet she told me that she was perfectly healthy and was not on any medications. The reason, she was hoping they wouldn't catch on. She's hoping that that application would pass and whatnot. But of course, when you take that many medications, you have some health issues, and those health issues are going to increase your premium. So she was concealing all of the medications that she was being prescribed at that time. And now when that happens, the underwriters, they have access to that MIB report, the Medical Information Bureau report, and that is going to tell them everything they need to know. So when people try to conceal information, it doesn't typically work because of we have everything. I always tell people, if you want a very thorough and good background check done on yourself and you want to know everything that everybody sees, apply for a life insurance policy, whether you get approved or not. You then go and ask the company for everything they got during underwriting. And we can do that because of the 1970 Fair Credit Reporting Act. Due to that, and here's a little bit more of information, guys, the 1970 Fair Credit Reporting Act gives the customers, well, I shouldn't say customers, gives any applicant, whether they are approved or denied, the ability to request all of the information the underwriter finds out about them, gives them 90 days to request that information after they were told, yes, here's your policy, you've been approved, or sorry, you're getting denied. Now that triggers 90 days that I can call the company and be like, hey, I want everything y'all gathered on me. And guys, the underwriters get credit reports, they get health reports for the past 20-ish years. They get everything and anything you can think of. So again, background checks. If you want a good background check on yourself, apply for a life insurance policy. Feel free to check my links down below. Just saying, actually, go ahead and do that. Test it out. I promise y'all. So again, guys, that is another quick bit of information, but the 1970 Fair Credit Reporting Act Also very important to know for your life and health insurance exam. I cover that in my course. If you are interested in that course, check out the link below. Feel free to sign up. Feel free to message me, leave a comment or anything. Let's get back to the information. Concealment, hiding information, they don't typically get away with it, but they can try, right? So be ready for that for when y'all are licensed and ready to go. All right, so next we've got signatures. So who needs to sign the application? This is a tricky one. Your applicant needs to sign the application. In this stage of the process, the applicant has not been denied, has not been approved. Don't let the exam fool y'all and trick you by saying that the customer or the policy owner needs to sign the application, because at this point we don't have we don't have a customer yet. We may have an owner if approved, right? So that is the key word. If you are in the underwriting stage, who needs to sign the application? Your applicant does, because they're the ones on the line. Your agent, you, future you, always the agent does, because they need to know who helped them and who they're going to pay. The company, right? The company needs to know who to pay, and we want to get paid. And then if there is a third party ownership situation, like if it's a business policy, a business deal, key man policies, things like that, that individual who's going to be paying for that policy needs to sign that application. So who needs to sign the application? The applicant, the agent, maybe, owner, maybe. Who needs to sign the application? The applicant, the agent, owner, maybe. You say it, think it. Okay, guys, so signatures, very important. And again, this is your underwriting phase. You don't have a customer yet. So if on the test it asks you who needs to sign your application, and it says your applicant, the policy owner, the customer, beneficiary, your applicant needs to sign that application, because we don't have a customer yet. And if the the question itself does not say it is a third party situation, then you will not have a policy owner. It will be the applicant. That means they are buying a policy for themselves. All right, guys. And again, I go super into detail and super in depth in my class. All right, the next one, amendments. Amendments are changes on the application. Amendments, changes on the application. You say it, you think it. They must be initialed by the applicant. Real close to, guys, to wherever you're making that change. You scratch it out and you write the correct information. Applicant initials it. So amendments, changes on the application, initialed by applicant. Amendments, changes on application, initialed by applicant. Amendments, changes on application, initialed by applicant. You say it, you think it. Amendments, changes on the application, initialed by applicant. Okay, guys, so that is it for today for our vocabulary for our life and health insurance exam. So guys, just so you know, I do have a PDF with 50 insurance exam practice questions. I also have a video that I will link below or somewhere on this video, so you can check that out and get an idea of what the questions are, how to break them down, how I teach you to break them down. And if you like this video, definitely hit a like, subscribe to this channel. Leave your comments, your thoughts, your questions down below in the comments section. Let me know, was this helpful? Are you going to try the study strategy? Are you going to share it with somebody? Who are you sharing it with? And if you're interested in some more amazing and very detailed, broken down bits of resources, check the description down below. Check my websites out. and let me know what you thought, guys. Give this video a thumbs up. And again, I'm Deanna, your insurance exam teacher. I'm here to help you pass the insurance exam on the first try. And if you've already taken it, then your next try. But let me know what you're thinking, what you need, what you want to see next.